money, and if you are lucky enough to get a tax refund this year, you're going to want to put it to good use. A Go Banking Rate survey outlines some of the worst things you can do with that check, and here to talk to us about it this morning is Certified Financial Planner and our good friend Joe Bert. Great to see you.
Good morning, Amy.
All right, so we want to start with putting your money into a savings account because, you know, we kind of joke about it, but it's true. The savings accounts have such low rates these days. You're really not getting much bang for your buck in there.
With one exception.
Okay.
You should put your money in a savings account if you don't have an emergency fund, okay? You don't want to accumulate money in a savings account just to have it sit there, and you're 100% right. Low interest rates, you're not going to get anywhere. But everybody needs to have, for the most part, an emergency fund, because if you lose your job, and then where are you going to get the money from? You're going to put it on a credit card and do disastrous things. So, but just to let it languish in a savings account, not a good idea.
Okay, and what about going out and buying a big luxury item, like a car, or maybe spending it on a vacation, or even a new house? What about that?
Well, if you're going to make it, a house is an investment. Not necessarily a bad idea, but to just take it and blow it may not be necessarily a good idea. Once again, you want to get that emergency fund straightened out and then maybe increase the amount of money that you put in your 401k or into an IRA this year.
All right,
you got to save for the future, as we always say.
Absolutely. Right. Okay, so when you get that refund money, and this is a discussion you need to have with your spouse, I assume. Sit down, talk, right? Talk to your spouse first, right? You got to sit down and kind of go through, okay, what are our biggest needs, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, you're going to look at, okay, what needs to be done? And once again, we want to get back to that emergency money.
Right.
The other thing is paying off credit card debt. Now, some people say, you know, get that check coming in and pay off the credit card debt, but it could be an indication that you have a spending problem. If you're building credit card debt up all year long in hopes and anticipation of getting that refund check, you could have a problem. If you can't pay your credit card debt off every month, you do in fact have a problem. And that's what you want to look at, because maybe some year that refund won't be as big as you expected, and all of a sudden you've got this credit card debt you thought you were going to pay off, and now you've got this interest rate cycle that is not a good thing. Right,
and always, if you do have to do that, go with the highest interest rate card, right?
Well, there's two schools of thought there.
Okay.
If you have multiple credit cards, some people suggest that you pay off, financially it makes the most sense to pay off the highest interest rate card.
Okay.
But psychologically, if you have a smaller balance, get that done. Then the next one, get it done, get it done, get it done, and now you're dealing with maybe 1 or 2 cards instead of 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So there's two ways to look at it, the psychological and purely the financial.
Sure, because you feel better about it.
Exactly.
Oh, but I got those paid off.
You've accomplished something.
Yeah,
exactly.
I hear you. Good stuff. Joe, thank you.
Right,
How
Amy,
can our viewers find you?
Just Google me, 2 words, Joe Bert, B-E-R-T.
You're the best.
Thanks, Amy.
Happy Monday.